Hi, I'm Randy Altman with Post Perspective. We're here at NAB 2017. This is Alan Hoff from Avid. And Avid is fresh off their Avid Connect, which sort of happens before NAB begins.
It's the show before the show. We do 2 NABs at Avid. Yeah.
Yes, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. But but you guys focus mostly on customers and feedback during those days.
That's right. It's actually the annual meeting of the Avid Customer Association, and it's a 3-day event with lots of breakout sessions and workshops, and people get to hear from industry leaders, the real practitioners of the trade, and it's also where we make all of our big product announcements at our big reveal on Saturday when our CEO, Luis Hernandez Jr., tells the world all that's coming, and Dana Ruzicka, our Chief Product Officer, goes into the details. So it's a very exciting day for us, but it's a lot of ways it's a show before the show.
Yeah.
So the Avid Customer Association is now over 10,000 people strong, so it's really come a long way in just the short 4 years it's been going. It's really
That's
cool.
right. It seems like it always existed, but it didn't.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sort of.
I got to give the credit to our CEO. It was his vision, and where he ultimately wanted this ACA thing to go was to have our customers have a more direct voice. What a concept, in the way we prioritized our research and development dollars. And so this year was the first time we were able to share the results of that voting across all the various workflow disciplines and market segments that Avid serves. So we went piece by piece, showed the top 10, the results of polling that had 7,500 people respond to multiple rounds of feedback, how their votes stacked up in terms of top 10 requests, and we gave them exact status on each of those, whether they were on the roadmap, or they were being done, or they've completed already. So really, that's ultimately what we were going for with this thing, was let's get closer to our customers, because Avid is almost 30 years old, and it's very easy, over the course of the life of a company to kind of drift away from the customers being top priority, and Lewis has been very good at putting the focus back totally where it belongs,
Yeah.
And I think you're seeing the results with all the great innovations that are going on.
Well, you guys are embracing the cloud even further.
That's right, yeah. So we've been doing some cloud stuff for a few years now, and of course we offer subscription versions of Media Composer and Pro Tools and Sibelius, our music app. But the big news this year is that we're moving our Media Central platform, which is what we call the industry's most open and tightly integrated platform, which is not just for Avid tools, but also for our 600 alliance partners' products as well. And we announced on Saturday, we're moving it to the cloud. It's in partnership with Microsoft, who's announced as our preferred cloud provider. Basically, our whole approach here is that moving to the cloud isn't just going to be a light switch type thing, it's a one-off moment. It's going to be a long process for most organizations. They don't have the luxury of just sort of scrapping the investments that they've made with their on-premises hardware. Yeah. They need to see how they can slowly but surely migrate to the cloud. And so that's what we're focused on with Microsoft, is a hybrid approach where we're going to slowly be announcing new parts of the solution from a workflow standpoint. So as part of the announcement, we announced 2 new options for Media Composer. One which is called Cloud Remote, which is basically your regular Media Composer, thick client sitting wherever you are, laptop, workstation, but your media can be in the cloud. And you could begin editing on a proxy version of it, and you could be on Nantucket doing a promo cut for an outfit in Manhattan and work with the proxy, and as you work with the proxy, you can choose to bring the full res down and do that. The other option, so that's sort of the thick client version. The other thing we announced is the VM option, and that's available today, by the way. The VM option is coming in June, and what that does is it allows you to have a thin client, so you could effectively use it on an iPad, for example, and have the media, again, off in the cloud, et cetera. But this is the installation of the Media Composers also either in a private data center or in the public cloud. It doesn't have to be where you are, which is pretty cool.
Sure.
So that just opens up all new types of workflow scenarios. It's great for the freelance world to have that kind of flexibility, and it's really great for the larger post houses and media enterprises, as we call them, to spin up capacity as they need. So if they've got a project that's need a lot more seats of editing, they don't have to now set up a bunch of rooms and get all the different hardware involved with the various setups. They can just spin up an instance via the cloud. So that's sort of the future of where things are going, and it's right within reach. So it's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now, did you have a DNX?
Yes, so we've had DNX.io, which has been our a partner, Blackmagic Design. We worked on a differentiated offering of an I/O box. We now have a successor. It's immediately available. So it's called DNX IQ, and we called it that because it's actually smarter than its predecessor, the IO. The IQ does everything from SD, HD, 2K, 4K, but what's really cool is it's got real-time universal mastering, so it works hand in hand with the Symphony option for Media Composer for doing real-time up-convert, down-convert for 24p type workflows. So.
Okay, before I let you go, let's just touch on quickly some of the audio updates.
Yeah, okay, so one more thing. So we also announced Media Composer First, which is totally free, 4 video tracks, 8 audio tracks, available in June. It's to help the next generation aspiring creatives learn the tools of the trade, just like our Pro Tools First product. So thanks for letting me get that in.
Okay,
there.
good one.
So now then, the big news on the Pro Tools front is we have a version that is coming out at the end of May that supports Dolby Atmos, and it's now the most tightly integrated workflow between Pro Tools and the S6 console and Dolby Atmos. So we work very closely with Dolby to do this, and so it's the most seamless, easy to use. What this is so great for is creating really memorable, site-specific, totally immersive theater experiences. We actually have a demo if you have any time. We're using Deepwater Horizon, the guys who did all the sound bed for that,
sure, yeah.
and we've got the full rig, the full. It's not just up here. It's here and it's down here. It's
You're fully
truly
immersed.
surrounded.
Yeah.
And it's life-changing. And I'm not hyping. There was life before I saw this demo and life after. It's incredible stuff. And so those are some of the highlights. There are a few more things. We can now do Pro Tools on our Nexus cloud, our cloud collaborative storage and that sort of thing. So we've been doing shared storage for video forever. We can now do it on our Pro Tools products as well, which is really cool.
Great.
You can mix and match.
So if somebody wanted to go and find out more, where can they?
Yes, so avid.com has all the latest news there, and there's even more than I got into. So it's a great show for Avid, and I'm so glad to have a chance to meet with you, Randy. It's really
Same
cool.
Here, Alan.
Awesome.
Thanks so much for stopping by.